Alright, John Oaks here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today we have a new addition to our inventory. Real nice piece here we're going to go over with you. This is a 1967. This is a real RS SS 350 Camaro. Now this car was a frame-off restoration, and a couple of the reasons that we can tell that it's a real RS SS 350 is, number one, we've got the trim tag to go off of. It does have the correct codes there, the 3L, 4P codes on there. It's got all the correct gauge package in it as well, and we're able to verify that the engine is the original numbers matching motor for it, as well as some of the stuff that's on the underside of the car. We can tell things like the bigger fuel lines. It's got the Super Sport torque arm on the rear end, things like that. We could definitely tell you that it is a real RSSS 350. So this has the Madeira maroon exterior color on it. Also, that matches the trim tag as well. So this would be the original colors for the car. Probably not the original paint since it was a frame-off restoration, but the original color for it, along with that black vinyl roof that you see on the top of the car. We do have the correct white bumblebee nose stripe here, along with the SS emblems on the front emblem. All of the bright work, all of your moldings, your wheel lip moldings, your drip rail moldings here, and then the lower body moldings on the car, those are all in really good shape on this car. Nice and straight, they're not dinged up, polished up real nice, they look real good on this car. You've got the original style hood too. This is all steel. The SS hood there with the louvers up in it. And again, that hood's in excellent condition as well. All your gaps and everything look really nice on there. And we'll see that as we come around the front of the car. You also have that 350 cross flags emblem down here. And again, that does signify what is underneath the hood on this car. All of your gaps and your elevations on all of your panels are really good on this car. You can see gaps are very uniform front and rear on this car. And then if we look down both ways on this car, both from the front and the back, we can see our elevations are real good here on these doors and on these quarters and fenders. Everything's adjusted really nice there. You've got the chrome mirror here on the driver's side, only on this particular vehicle. And then we'll just take a quick peek on the inside. Again, we always go in here later on in our video, but we've got the full deluxe interior here. It's all done in white with the black striping here in the seats, the white door panels, factory dash, factory instrumentation, automatic center console, all that stuff. Again, that's all in real good shape. Now you can see I didn't have to shut that door very hard. Again, that shows how well it's adjusted. It lines up real good, shuts real tight there with just, a flick of a wrist there. Again, that black vinyl top, the vinyl on it, again, it would be all new again because it was done as a frame-off restoration. You do not see any rough spots anywhere down along any of the trim, anywhere where you normally would. Again, this car has been prepared very well here. Glass on it, as I can look here from what we see so far, the glass is in good shape. It's got a slight tint to it. There's no cracks or chips obviously in any of the glass, so that's all in good condition. Okay, now around the back side of our 67 Camaro RSSS 350 here, we can see tail lights, the bezels and the lenses, all in good shape here. The bezels are real nice, bright, shined up real nice. The black painted sections on them, those are in real good condition too. Lenses on them, nice and smooth. They're not cracked, no chips. Very nice in there. They look to be practically new here. Your gas cap, it does have the SS 350 fuel cap back here. And again, that does go along with the rest of the car. Got this nicely chromed rear bumper here. It's got the bumperettes on here as well. And then if you look down below here, the lower valance, this is the correct lower valance for the car. Again, the RS cars would have had the backup lights cut out down there and installed. This one is exactly that way. So again, that is all done correct. As far as our trunk lid, you can take a look at that. Your gaps the whole way around, the elevations with your quarter panels, those are real good too. So again, trunk fitment, real nice on this car. If you look at all of your moldings up around the black vinyl top here, and as well as the glass here in the rear, all of that is real nice. It's not dented up, polished up real nice too. So we'll go ahead and open our trunk up. Just take a quick peek inside. Again, you'll notice that the underside of the trunk painted that same Madeira maroon as the rest of the exterior of the car. The trunk itself has been sprayed inside with the correct black and aqua trunk spatter paint. It's got a full-size spare mounted on a rally wheel here. That's all mounted down as it should be. Got the bumper jack, got the lug wrench in there as well, and it got a very nice trunk mat in here too to finish everything off. Now one more thing here, your trunk seals the whole way around. Again, everything's pretty much new on this car, so your trunk seals are no different. All new, nice and soft yet. There's no tears or cracks in any of that. So again, this should seal up very, very nicely and keep your trunk and anything that you put back here nice and dry. As you can see, the trunk shuts real nice and easy too. And again, like I said, fitment on that is real nice. Gaps and elevations are real nice on this car. All right, now we here on the passenger side of the vehicle. Again, everything's going to be the same as what we already went over on the driver's side. That Madeira maroon exterior color there. If we look down the side of the car here at the fit and finish here of your quarter panels, your door, and your front fender, we can see that everything falls in line really nicely. There's no waviness down the sides of this car, and your fitment as far as elevation goes on your door compared to your quarter and your fenders is dead on as I look down the side of it here. Again, we've already mentioned all of our bright work, the wheel lip moldings, that lower body molding for the RS cars, and then of course your drip rail moldings and your front fender lip molding. All of that is in good shape. This side of the vinyl top, you can see again, it's real nice. Again, we see no signs whatsoever of any kind of bubbling underneath this top. It's nice and straight and flat underneath here, good and solid too. Like I said, all new stuff, so new vinyl top as well. And again, everything up along the top side of your drip rail here too is nice and smooth as I feel over that. As far as we've already said about the wheels and tires, 15-inch wheels with the BF Goodrich tires. Let's do as we do with the driver's side. We'll open up the passenger side here too. Again, got the white upholstery on the seats. This is the deluxe interior. All of your seals, weather stripping here around the doors, those are in excellent condition. You've got the rubber bump stops on both the top as well as the bottom side of the door there. Your seals up around the top here where your glass would come in contact. Those are all in real good shape and probably all new in this car. Even your threshold plates, those look great. Carpeting looks great. We'll close this up. You can see it shuts nice and easy too. This car does have the door edge moldings on it here, and that's going to help protect it whenever you're out and about. Hopefully you don't park a car like this in parking lots close to other cars too much. But if you do, or if you're out at a car show and people's opening doors up, that's going to help protect the edges of your doors there. You got your Camaro emblem along with your 350 cross slides emblem here on the back side of the front fender here. And again, all the way up at the front here, the SS emblems again. And again, you can see the other side now of that white bumblebee nose stripe. All right, now we've come full circle, all 360 around this car now. Here we are at the front. And we've got that very recognizable nose on this car. This is the RS front grille, complete with those hideaway headlights here with this grille work. Again, those headlight doors will swing open whenever you have the car on, and it lets the headlights shine through. In behind those headlight doors, the headlights themselves, they're going to be your traditional sealed beam headlight, glass lenses, but again, they're in good shape. There's no cracks, no chips out of any of those. Again, you see our SS350 emblem here right in the center of the grille. Beautifully chromed front bumper, and again, we've got the matching front bumperettes to go along with the ones on the back of the car as well. You can see the white bumblebee nose stripe the whole way around the nose piece now, and that's in good shape too. That appears to be, I'd say that's a painted on stripe, and it is cleared over. So again, they've done a real nice job at making sure that that turned out real nice on this car. Underneath you have the black front air dam down there. Now you did notice on this car it did not have the trunk spoiler on it. A lot of them did not come from the factory like that, and they elected to leave it off of this car. So, but you do have the front air dam. Also, your turn signals or your parking lights, they are mounted down below here in that lower front ballast there. So everything is as it should be. Again, this is the steel SS hood. You've got these louvers up here, and again, everything looks good on this. You've got your gaps the whole way around here. Those are very uniform the whole way around. And your elevations with your front fenders, those are real good too on this car. So again, let's go ahead and pop the hood, and we're going to talk a little bit. And as soon as I find the hood pop, there we go. We're going to talk a little bit about the engine that's in this car. And again, as I said, this is a real RS SS 350. We know that by the trim tag and by some of the options on the car, as well as the numbers matching 350 motor that's in this. So yes, we have a 350 cubic inch small block Chevy numbers match motor here. It retains the stock cast exhaust manifolds on it, stock cast intake, as well as probably what would be the original Quadrajet carburetor on this car. Original air cleaner with the chrome top. We've got a set of chrome Chevrolet valve covers on this car. Stock style radiator. This is a manual brake car and manual steering car as well. Now again, when we go over the underside of this car, we'll go over all the brakes and all that stuff. Right now we've got all heater lines hooked up though, and you'll notice in here back on the firewall, as well as you'll see numerous other places on this car, it's going to have the factory style chalk and paint markings that would have been on this car from the factory. So they wanted to try to duplicate it as close to the original as what they could, and they've done a really good job of doing that. Now as far as the ignition goes on the car, they still have the stock style distributor and coil in here. It does look like they've upgraded the plug wires to probably a 7mm plug wire there. But other than that, they've kept it pretty stock appearing underneath the hood here, but a good running car. Again, numbers match. It does have for transmission though, it's got a power glide transmission, and then it's got the GM 12 bolt rear end back there as well. So other things that we can show on the underside of the hood here, they do have the correct hood insulation here, and it's tied up the way it should be with all the right clips and fasteners, and it looks to be in really good shape too. You don't see any chunks hanging down or anything frayed, anything like that. It looks to be in real good shape. So we're all done with this. We're going to go ahead and close up the hood now. We're going to go inside, take a look at the interior real quick, and then we'll show you the underside and fire the engine up. That way you get to hear what it sounds like. Alright, now sitting inside of our 67 Camaro RS SS 350, we can take a look now at the interior. This is the white deluxe interior here. Got the white door panels, the white seat upholstery, both front and rear, with the black inlays on it there to kind of help set it off a little bit. Got all nice carpeting in here too, black carpeting. Factory dash, padded dash too, and that pad is in very good shape too. It's not cracked or dry rotted like you'll see some of them. Again, this one's probably all new stuff since it was a frame off. So again, that's in real good shape there. Factory dash, all factory instrumentation. So you do have up in the dash, you've got a 120 speedo along with the tachometer up there as well. Now with our RS SS 350, we do have the correct gauge package in here too. So mounted right up here along with your center console, you've got your fuel gauge as well as temperature gauge. You've got your clock in here which is actually working, and then you have your oil gauge and your battery gauge here also. You got an AM FM radio, factory heater controls, and you also have your Kleenex holder / dispenser down here too. Factory steering wheel, obviously. All the bright shiny parts of it are exactly that way. Got the SS350 horn button right in the center of it, so that looks all good. Our headliner, that looks great too. It's tied up nice and tight. You can tell it's got all the bows in it as it should. Our sail panels in the back look to be good. We even have some bright work, some trim here up along the top sides here. You can see over on my side here, some of it here, and along your A-pillar. All of that looks good. It's nice and shined up real good. All of your dome lights, you have the dome lights and the sail panels on this car. Those are all functioning as they should. All the seat belts, factory seat belts, those are all intact, both in the back seat as well as retractable belts up front there as well. Center console, that's a factory automatic center console, and it is the correct one. It's got the power glide shift indicator in here. So everything on the interior of this car, as well as on the exterior of the car, all done up as close to being factory original as possible whenever they went through the restoration. So everything's nice on this car. All right, now that we have our 1967 Chevrolet Camaro Rs SS350 up on our lift here, we're going to go through the underside of it here, show you exactly what we have here. Again, I just want to make sure we remember that this car was a frame-off restoration. Everything that you'll see underneath here, as well as engine bay and so forth, is going to be just like it would have come from the factory. So as far as starting here up front, as far as all of our front suspension here and steering, again, this is just all factory components. So you got your stamped steel lower control arms as well as upper A-arms. You've got the factory front sway bar here. The front springs, they're even labeled just like they would be from the factory, with your little the yellow labels here. I believe they have a YC code on those. I'm not sure exactly what that coding meant, but that is exactly how it would have been from the factory though. Again, the springs and the shocks, they look to be a little bit newer. All of your steering components, the drag link, your tie rods here, the rubber boots here to protect against dust and debris, those are all intact across the whole entire front end here. The brakes across the front end, these are drum brakes. You've got four-wheel drum brakes, so also have these out on the back of the car as well. All the brake hoses look to be in good shape. Those are rubber brake hoses. As you look back here, the cross member, it looks good too, as far as, you know, being straight. We have a numbers match motor here, and we'll talk more about this as we are up in the engine bay there, but numbers match motor. Got the power glide automatic transmission here, and then to finish off the drive line here in the back, we do have that GM 12-bolt rear end back here. Now, attached to the rear end here, we do want to definitely point out the fact that this does have the factory Super Sport torque arm back here too. So you see that's mounted to the rear, and then it's mounted to your frame up here, your frame and the floor, both positions there. You've got dual exhaust on this car coming all the way from the stock cast exhaust manifolds all the way back. This is all correct for this car. And then back to the single transverse mounted muffler back here, again with dual tailpipes out. So again, you do have true duals back to the muffler and then duals back out of the muffler. As I mentioned, we've got the drums on the back. You've got newer shocks on the back end as well. Monoleaf rear suspension, and you have the cables all hooked up here for your emergency brake on both sides here, all the way up with all the correct mounting hardware too. As far as the front subframe goes, that looks great too. It's nice and straight and square. Your body mount bushings are in really good shape, both sides. They're not smushed down, they're not dry rotted or cracked out. They're in really good shape. Even your transmission, the tail shaft housing here, that bushing here for your mount, that's in good shape too on this particular vehicle. As I always mention here, all of our cars, we want to make sure that on that transmission that it's got that flywheel cover, and ours does. It's a metal flywheel cover. It's going to help protect against any dirt or debris that could possibly come in and maybe chip a tooth off that flywheel. That's not going to happen on that car. As far as running gear then, wheels and tires, we've got the stock rally style 15-inch steel wheels, front and rear. They have the correct centers as well as beauty rings on them. And then of course mounted on them, they have a set of nice BF Goodrich radial TA tires. They are 225/70 R15 size, all four corners of this car too.